So please take the time to read everything before you do anything. So today I wanted to come to you on all my left-handed people know that Hey guys, so Crystal Joseph here, licensed clinical professional counselor, and approved clinical supervisor in both Maryland and Virginia, coming to you to share a couple of things of how to secure the bag when it comes to securing your first therapy session after you've searched the directories, you've hunted, you've called your insurance companies, you've checked your FSA balance to make sure you have money on your card, all of these things. And so what I'm hearing is, therapists don't call me back, they don't respond to the web form. So I've talked a little bit about this if you follow me over on Instagram, but I wanted to elaborate a little bit more, okay? So first things first, you've found the therapist you want. They are in network or you're paying privately out of pocket, and you've stalked them on social media and you've done all these things, and now you filled out the web contact form. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the conduit of a web content form. Now, I can only speak to PsycYourMind and our permutations, but contact forms are typical embedded conduits or pipelines that are made or bought into the websites that we have. Okay, so some of the forms can be customized depending on your website hosting plan. Sometimes they're not customizable. So if there are domains and items and text boxes that you need to fill out, please fill them out. Whether that's your name, address, the person on their team that you are interested in, and also like what brings you to therapy. From there, typically once you hit submit, there's going to be an auto response that says, hey, thank you, we've received your message. Please allow 24 to 48 hours for a response. Sometimes it's longer because of day-to-day situations, emergencies that may arise that you may not be aware of, and that's okay. I would just ask that you give us a little bit more time or you follow up again. Other things that are clickable on the website, I would invite you to click and check out. So if someone has a light box, which is that annoying automatic box that pops up when you click on a website after 2 to 3 seconds, please read it. It's there for a reason. For me as a business owner, I'm not asking you to sign up for my newsletter with that pop-up box. I am giving you up-to-date information about who on the team is accepting clients, maybe an issue we had, say if the phone lines were down, and how to best contact or communicate with us, as well as other things that you may need to read. From there could be some background coding, which I have done. If you click enter on our light box or pop-up box, it takes you to the questions that need answers tab. That tab is very important because it outlines and explains and defines a lot of the things behind the scenes administratively that are required to process insurance, to be seen by a particular team member, and just how PsycYourMind works in general. So the expectation is that if you wish to be a client, you are going and reading the information that I have provided on the website. I assume my colleagues would agree with this. Okay, so that's a web contact form. The hope is that we do respond and contact you, and sometimes it may be delayed, but please bear with us. We're human, we're on vacation, we may get sick, or emergencies may arise that take us away from that attention. Clickable options, as I mentioned before. So some of us have programmed clickable options to contact us on our website. For me, for PsycYourMind, the clickable option is the Let's Talk button that I have pinned at the top right of the website, okay? So the Let's Talk button actually takes you to a direct link to schedule a free phone consultation. That coding actually was gifted to me by the electronic health record, simple practice that I use. Every therapist that uses their electronic health record has their own personalized coding if they have the plan subscription type that I have. From there, I have copied and pasted that coding and embedded it into the website, okay? So what that allows for you to do is to go in, pick which office, Maryland or Virginia, and then based on availability that we have set as the provider, you have options. Oh, there's a bee, sorry. You have options to schedule a phone consultation with us, okay? So you can check, and if there's no availability, guys, we're not available. So it doesn't mean that something's wrong. It just means either the availability has not been updated, or for that time that you may have free, we're not available. So the marrying of the availability and who has what time and when has to match, right? In order for that to work out. So phone consultations can be scheduled that way. There are 15 to 20 minutes. It's for you to kind of ask us some questions. It's for us to ask you questions to make sure that we're a best fit and that no one's wasting anyone's time. Okay, so that is the clickable option for PsycYourMind. There are other clickable options. I definitely wish that you all would explore the team bios to see who would be the best fit. Not everyone has availability, but it's nice to know, like, oh, this person specializes in this. Another clickable option is the YouTube site. For example, this channel is embedded into the PsycYourMind website. So people who are looking for more psychoeducation, how to engage and maneuver through the mental health field as a Black person, can click there and they're brought over here to YouTube to kind of see how to do certain things or learn more about the mental health industry and how to navigate it. Okay, so a third option that I want to talk about are phones. Now, this tends to be a pain point for persons, perspectives who are looking for therapy. It is most certainly a pain point for my colleagues and I, no matter what size we are. So some of us are solo practitioners, means it's just us, one woman, one man, one non-gendered person running the show. And then there are group practices and they scale up. Now, based on our portfolio and what we're able to afford, we sometimes bring in a receptionist, administrative assistant, office manager, virtual assistant, all of these things, or we have a phone service that answers our phones. With that being said, mental health therapists are not like our corporate counterparts. We do not sit in front of 5 15-inch screens with 2 phone lines and a switchboard and the ability to get up and go to the water cooler when we want to go to Starbucks, all of these things. We are physically and mentally present with someone for 50 to 60 minutes at a time. And then sometimes with a 10-minute break in between, and then we're rolling right into the next session. That goes for virtual and in person. So there are many times where checking the phone, checking our email is not conducive, because if I open up an email or I listen to a voicemail and it takes me 90 seconds to do that, it's going to take me so many more minutes to dial the number, make sure I'm charting it correctly to say I've contacted this person, but then to also give you the time to ask your questions or for me to elaborate or explain anything. 5 to 10 minutes is not enough, okay? So a lot of us do our administrative time at different times of the day based on our own schedule. So for example, if you follow me for a while, or if you have ever looked at the signature line in my email, it says I answer emails Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, sometimes there's some irregularity to that because of emergencies, something that truly needs my attention with regards to supervision of the team, or I'm getting ready to go out, so I need to go ahead and just flush through all of this stuff. So when you call us and you leave a voicemail, please give us time to answer the voicemails, okay? There's nothing wrong with calling back and saying, hey, I called you, you didn't call me back. The glitches happen. Phone lines are down. These storms knock out power lines. I have a voice over internet protocol system, so if the Wi-Fi or something is janky, I might miss the transcription. And that's another thing. I would like for you all to know that for me, for PsycYourMind, when you leave a voicemail, the voicemail is transcribed and it is emailed directly to me. Now, granted, the transcription isn't always accurate, but at least I know possibly who's calling, what the phone number is, why you're calling, and to call you back. That being said, though, I am not as responsive as a corporate peer who is sitting in front of a phone and 5 screens that is able to just stop what they're doing and call people back and spend 20 minutes to figure out the solution to the inquiry, okay? So give us as therapists some grace. I have grown to a point where I am able to have someone answer the phones. Now, that being said, PsycYourMind is still set up with key press options. So follow the prompts. Listen, 1, press 1 for this. Press 2 to leave a message for Crystal Joseph. Press 3 for the fax number, phone number, and directions. So all those things are there. It might be annoying, it might be frustrating, but it's a pipeline that I have created in hopes to give you all of the information, whether frank or inferred, while I'm out here doing the work, right? So that when I'm done with that part of the work, I can come back to you and say, okay, I got this email. Okay, I got this voicemail/email transcription. Oh, somebody submitted a web contact form. And something I forgot to say about the web contact forms are your emails are gathered into a spreadsheet. So I can see analytics of who's clicking, who's calling, all of these things to help me know how do I improve as a business owner based on customer service interfacing and what's clickable and what's an option, or who calls more or who emails more. Text messaging is only a feature for those who are currently with the practice. I will never respond via a text message. I'm a little old school when it comes to HIPAA and things like that. If you're running late and you want to text the phone line to say, hey, I'm running late, I can see that, but I will not respond. As far as messaging, otherwise, there's messaging in the electronic health portal once you're onboarded as a client. Now, the fourth bonus part of this presentation that I want to share with you guys is for PsycYourMind, as for me and my household, right? We have legal documents, also called new client documents, that are required to be completed before your first session. They do not take 5 minutes to complete, and there are multiple. So if you choose us as your therapist to partner with, the expectation is that you complete these documents ahead of time. And if you have trouble, you let us know. They are transmitted through the electronic health portal. Because they're proprietary in nature, it is my hope that once you have access to the portal and you need help, contact us, because there's another video on YouTube that I go over how to upload documents in the EHR. These can't be rushed, or they shouldn't be rushed. And to be honest, if they're not completed or something is missing, your session will be canceled. Your first session will be canceled or rescheduled. I cannot allow my team or myself to conduct a session without these documents, especially for virtual sessions. When we were solely in person and virtual was like a work thing for people, it was easier because you could come in like a regular doctor's office, complete the packet on the clipboard, hand it back to me, and we're all good. Now, me and the team are kind of tapping our feet, waiting for you to get these documents in. And it's not as simple if you're virtual. And if you're in person, we can do it in person. But the expectation of time, it probably takes 20 to 30 minutes to fill them out. And then, of course, if you have questions, you have to contact us about, say, a clause or ask somebody else. And so that's going to take time. So this can't be done quick, fast, and in a hurry. It has to be done with intention and with comprehension. And so I, as the business owner, as the supervisor, as the CEO, will cancel your session if your documents aren't complete and full. Now, if there's a technological issue or what have you, please let us know that during your consultation, or whoever your assigned clinician is, and we can try to help. But at the end of the day, these forms will never disappear. You have to do these forms to be seen. It protects you as the client. It protects me as the business owner. It protects the team member as your assigned clinician. And then from there, we get started. But I think this is a lot of a lot of information, yes, but it's a lot of unspoken things that go on about therapy. And I know people get frustrated and possibly aggravated and, oh, you didn't respond and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, we've created pipelines to push you in a particular way. Now, if you don't want to ride the wave, there's nothing I can do for you on that. It's not worth my time or the team's time. We have done as much as we can. I pay people their worth to create these things. I don't code. There's some things I can do on the website, but I don't know how to do a lot of things. I have consultations with project management mavens to kind of help me on how to best conduct customer service flow, all of these things. So I'm paying and investing in others in the community and other business owners to make sure this aspect is the best that it can be for you all. And so I hope that you give us the grace and the respect, the same respect that we give you guys when we're trying to make sure you have what you need. Now, all that being said, I understand that aspects of mental health and certain hallmarks of mental health may prevent you from being able to fully adhere and complete these things, right? So maybe you're nervous, maybe you're anxious, maybe you're in a depressed mood and you can't complete the documents right now. Let us know that and more time will be allotted. But like I said, it still has to be done. So if you have a trustee, if you have a power of attorney, if you have someone that's your guardian, if you have someone that you trust that can help you fill out these documents and get this stuff done, then I say please put them on notice and let them know that you're attempting to start your mental health and therapy journey so that we can best help you, because it doesn't help when you're on social media or you're talking to your friend at dinner or at happy hour saying, oh, well, I contacted so-and-so and they didn't call me back. Okay, well, my comment to you is, did you complete all the documents? Did you follow their pipelines and conduits? Did you ask questions? Did you see what needed to be done before you badmouth them, right? Before you drag their name through the mud? Because a lot of us have worked hard. Now, I'm not saying, I can't speak for all of my colleagues. Some of them don't call people back. Some people are bad at phones. Some people are bad at email. Some people are just overwhelmed. I'm not sure. But I know for me, I have worked so hard to make sure these pipelines are the way they are. And trust and believe, if I miss something or I'm at fault for not communicating or getting back to you, I will admit and accept fault. I'm not above that. So not above that. So I want you to know these are some of the things that we deal with or we conduct or we create to help get you to the next step and get you on our couch or get you on the screen so that you can feel better about life and feel better about the world you live in and being in your head and being in your body. So please take the time to read everything before you do anything. Please feel free to reach out to us and then follow up. If it's been 3 days, 3 business days, and haven't heard anything, follow back up. Maybe pick a different conduit. But we are definitely here to help. We're not trying to bar you. Now, there are times where we're full or we're in a weird limbo caseload number situation, and we'll try our best to explain that. But bear with us. We're human too. We're going through this pandemic or the after effects of the pandemic just like you guys were. And we have tried to hold our communities together like glue while we're still embracing our own humanity. So I hope that this video has helped you understand some of the things that I have created for Psych Your Mind, but also maybe venturing to help other colleagues and express how they have set up their websites or practices, and that we can partner together and continue to move forward. So have a good one.